Okay, so step one, you're always starting away from the place bed. Excuse my camera angle, I don't have a lot of space in here. Always try to keep your bed kind of far away from wall, so even though it's by a wall here, you kind of want to keep it in the center of the room until your dog is very used to getting on. You're going to, I'm gonna have to do this laterally. You're going to start off about 3 to 4 feet away from your place bed. Step one is to lure your dog. Once all 4 feet get on, mark, give cookie, free, release them and step off. After you do that about 5 to 6 times, I want you to then go ahead and start inserting a verbal cue. So once again, distance from your place bed, you're going to give your cue, whatever it looks like and sounds like for you, place, then walk them on. Once all 4 feet get on, mark, treat, release, okay? So now you're adding in your cue before your lure, just the same way that we did for our down. Remember how we did down and then we did the lure? Same thing here. Place, and then walk them over. 2 things that we have to work on when we're working a place bed. The first one is our dog learning to send themselves. The second one is working the boundary and working the stay. You're going to work on those 2 different expectations in 2 different exercises. So let this be one exercise, and the next thing that we'll do next will be a totally different exercise. Don't blend both of the goals into the same exercise. So when you're doing this, and once your dog's going to the place bed pretty comfortably, we want to then start weaning off of our lure, just like what we did for the down, how it slowly came up and up and up and up. What we're gonna do for the place bed is we stop further and further and further away. So I'm hoping to get this in a good camera angle. So once again, start off about 3 to 4 feet, place, go ahead and walk towards the place bed, but stop short. Keep your hand pointed out so that way your dog has some ideas here. If they go onto the place bed quickly on their own, mark, treat, release. And then the next time, place, walk them on, stop a little bit short. Just like for the down when we were reading off of that cue, you want to find the moment that your dog is a little bit confused. So if they're sitting there looking at you, looking at your hand, not fully, let them think it out for a second. If they decide to get onto the place bed, mark and treat. If you want to give a little bit of help, don't go the entire way and give them the answer, but maybe you do like a lean in towards the place bed. Maybe you bring your hand in a little bit closer to the bed for them to go. Find where it's the most confusing for them. Work at that same space until that is just as easy as it was when you were closer. Once this is just as easy, just like the down, you weaned up your lure, you're gonna wean your body a little bit further and further away. So that's one goal to work on. The second goal that you wanna work on is adding in your stay. So what we did in class was we worked on our boundary work. So same thing, at a distance, place, you're going to walk your dog all the way on because we're not focusing on sending our dog to our bed. When they get on, mark and treat. Here is where you give your reminder. If you're using the word stay, you're going to stay, stand up, take a step, yes, cookie. Stay, stand up, pivot, yes, cookie, releasing them every once in a while. If you're using stay as implied, you're going to, once you give your cookie, reiterate your initial cue. In my example, we use place. So remind, place, stand up, take a step, yes, cookie, place, stand up, take a step, yes, cookie. After a while, you might not have to give your place reminder. That can eventually fade away. But if you're using stay, stay will always be there no matter what. After repetition, you want to stop just treating for every single step, and I want you to start smoothing out that circle. So maybe you do a stay or a place, you stand up, and you walk over to the other side. Yes, give cookie, and eventually go ahead and work on a full fluid circle in both directions. If your dog decides to step off of the bed, I want you to give some sort of uh-oh or oops or something like that. Place. Get them right back on, lure them on, but no cookie. No yes and treating for getting back on. So your treats come for the initial getting on, and at the moment, any movement that you have around your place bed. What place bed means is go to your bed and stay there. I don't care if they're sitting, standing, licking their butt, standing on their head, as long as they're on the boundary of the bed. So while you're moving around, your dog might follow you just a little bit as you move, and that's totally fine as long as they don't step off. With time, we will then go ahead and work on increasing the likelihood for cookies as they calm down. I think we may have also worked on duration. I can't remember. So if I cover this and it's not in your homework, then forget it. But then we want to work on a little bit of duration and becoming boring. So place, get them on, mark treat, give your reminder, place, stand up. And I want you to become boring for a few seconds, marking and treating intermittently for small durations of time, as well as if you do happen to notice that they sit or lie down, go ahead and treat them for that. So while it's not required for them to sit or down, or else you might as well be working on a sit or a down stay, we do want to encourage them to relax, because if they're relaxed, then that means that they're most likely to stay on their place bed. So I hope that works. Feel free to watch the video a few times. I know I sped through it, but I literally don't have a whole lot of time. So I hope that helps you guys out.